So the earthquake pretty much wrecked the city. Buildings were just piles of rubble, and the air was thick with dust. But then, out of nowhere, I saw this glimmer of hope. A kid, still alive under a collapsed building. His name was Nico, and he was all by himself. Only Mark, our hero and a volunteer rescue worker, heard his faint cries. But the rescue team had already moved on, thinking there were no more survivors. So here's the thing. I knew the risks. Another aftershock could totally bring down the rest of the building. I had a wife and family waiting for me to come home. But seriously, how could I just leave this kid behind? Nico's cries were like a lifeline, a plea that hit me right in the feels. I had to do something, and fast. So there I was, feeling totally torn. What if I couldn't get Nico out in time? What if trying to save him just made things worse? I promised my family I'd come back safe, but Nico's cries were haunting me. It felt like I was walking a tightrope, balancing between duty and compassion. So here's where things got tricky. The only way to get to Nico was through this super sketchy, narrow passage. One wrong move, and the whole thing could come crashing down, taking us both out. The risk was huge, like, almost suicidal. But Nico had no other option, and I was his only shot. So, there I was, taking a deep breath and muttering a silent prayer. I knew I was about to walk a path full of danger, basically rolling the dice against fate. But deep down, I knew I couldn't just turn back. I had made my choice, and now, I had to see it through. So the air was getting really heavy, and the silence was only broken by the creaks and groans of this old, unstable building. Every step I took felt like a prayer, and every breath was just me trying to keep it together. Time didn't matter anymore as I got closer to Nico, not even thinking about my own safety. So, I finally got to Nico, and my heart was racing like crazy. The poor kid was so weak and scared, but at least he was alive. I started clearing the debris as fast as I could. My hands were shaking the whole time. The building was shifting all around us, and the air was thick with dust and the threat of it all coming down. So just as I yanked Nico out, the whole building started shaking. Then, out of nowhere, this deafening roar hit us, and the passage behind us just caved in. We were safe, but yeah, the exit was completely blocked. We were stuck. Our relief, totally short-lived. It was like a punch to the gut. So, I saved Nico, but man, it came with a heavy price. We were both stuck, and it felt like I had doomed us. My so-called heroic move turned into our own personal prison. The irony of it all was just too much to handle. I ended up being a hero trapped by my own good intentions.